My name is Horan from Sli Nua Careers. We're a career training company. We work with people at all stages of career growth. Can somebody just close that door actually, please? Thank you. So, career direction, career planning, job searching, interview training, mock interviews, CV writing, etc. So today, I'm going to hopefully talk to you about 13 steps for a better job interview, okay? And they're very simple what I have on the screen. If you want the slideshow, if you email getthatjob@slinuacareers.com, you get it by automatic return. We don't add you to our database, don't worry about that. And you get our email addresses, so it's one-off hit. And really, a lot of what I'm going to talk about is the preparation required for a job interview. It's frequently underestimated, and in my experience, the most value comes from the preparation. There are various benefits of preparing well. One, you've got more things to talk about on the day. Two, you know the company better. Three, you feel more confident. All of which are great things going into an interview. The last one in particular, the whole confidence thing, you know, people are nervous going to an interview. That is inevitable. The best antidote to nerves is preparation. And, you know, whether you're a brilliant communicator or a mediocre communicator, you're better when you prepare. If you're a very good communicator, there's a danger that you might think your communication skills will get you through. But a good interviewer will see through somebody who's all style and not enough substance. Don't underestimate preparation, was my overall point, and that recurs as we go through here. Okay? This pointer is not working very well. So, kind of off. It will be on view. Just give me a second. Sorry. Okay, while Ari's doing that, I can talk. So, reading the job spec with your eyes first. Okay? People frequently do not read the job spec. Okay, I'm talking in general sense here. People frequently do not read the job spec. You've got to read it very, very closely. You've got to read it, you've figured out everything you need. Because by and large, there's a reason something is in the job spec. It's not just there for the crowd. Okay? So what is that? What's in the job spec? Can you walk in the door and nearly read the job spec off the top of your head back to the interview panel? If you're not tuned in like that, you run the risk of something you haven't thought through, or haven't figured out, biting you during the interview. Okay? So read the job spec once. I will enter one caveat. There is a tendency, a growing tendency, towards longer and longer job specs now. Some job specs are war and peace rather than just a job spec. Okay? I've asked recruiters why that is and HR managers, but it sometimes seems to be that somebody starts off with a general idea of a job spec, and then 3 or 4 people within the organisation throw in their tuppence work, and nobody sort of assumes overall editorial control and says, okay, that's fine, now let's knock it back. Okay? So it can be a bit of a trek to read a full job spec, but you do need to know the job spec in full. Okay? What do you think about that graph on the screen there, which in many ways defines what an interview should be? It's where your past meets the future they want you to chart out for them. It's where your skills, experience, characteristics meet their needs. Okay? In my experience, people go to interview and talk 75% about the past. They talk about themselves in effect. And that's okay. The interview is about you after all. But if you don't apply it to what the employer is looking for, to the future of this role, you're asking them to see where this all comes together. You're asking them to be clairvoyants and to somehow identify how your past experience meets their needs. And in an interview, I don't like to leave that to chance. If I want the interview panel to know that I have done the following 3 things, and those following 3 things matter in the following way in your company, I prefer to tell them rather than hoping that they see it. Okay? So we need to be an interview very much determined to tell them what we want them to see. So some of you I've done some CV critiques earlier on, and one woman in particular, I'm not sure she's here, when she sat down, she said, I want you to particularly look at one point there on page 2. To which I replied, well, why, if it's that important, why is it on page 2? Okay? You need to be thinking about, if I have something that you need to know about the job I can do for you, I will tell you. I'm not leaving it up to you to figure it out. Okay? So that's what that tells us about. So it also tells us that it's the relevant past you have. Okay? We live in a time when people are living out multiple careers. We had an economic downturn, in case you didn't hear, and lots of people were forced into new careers. Lots of people voluntarily went to new careers, went back training, and are now mixing and matching different careers as well. So you need to figure out what's relevant in my past, and how does that match the future needs of this world. Okay? And you've got to figure it out each time yourself as you go for a job interview. If anybody has any questions on any stage, just raise your hand. Okay? So, another thing you must do, and this is part of a kind of a larger point at the moment, if you're not talking to somebody who's working there now, or who previously worked there, you're not preparing well enough. Okay? I know people might say, oh, I don't know, can't get somebody. It's the West of Ireland, you can get somebody. Within about 3 minutes, you can get somebody. With or without LinkedIn, you can get somebody. Okay? Ask, make a phone call, get talking to somebody. Ideally, sit down and have a conversation with them. You cannot beat having the real politics of this job first. Not just going in. I've asked you to read the job spec, it's not just going in the back of the job spec. Because that person might tell you, look, they couldn't put in the job spec, but the problem here was the last person in this role was a very poor communicator. They did a great job, but told nobody. This time we want to prioritize communications. This time we want somebody who will send the email, who will call the meeting, or whatever is involved. Okay? So we're talking to somebody who worked there, now or previously, you learn vital information for your interview. Okay? And as I said, it's easy done. It's very easily done. Okay? Talk to somebody in a similar organization, a competitor. Somebody in a similar organization is not a competitor. You know, you can't be learning what's going on. You can't be learning. So somebody in a similar organization might be able to tell you the bottom line for all organizations in this field right now is data protection, or it's something else. So you get to know the bottom line, the real politics, as I said, of the whole thing. Okay? Again, so do it. It's the one excuse I do not tolerate from clients who come to me. I couldn't find somebody. Because if you go up my LinkedIn, I'll find somebody within 2 minutes. It's so doable, particularly in the West of Ireland. Okay? It's still a fraternal part of the world, a long way to last. Okay? Talk to HR or the recruiter. HR called you to interview. Don't feel like you're the 17-year-old going for your first summer job. Oh, yes or no, or 3 bags full summer. We're adults. Think like an equal. Contact HR. More and more nowadays, people will say, if for informal inquiries, contact such and such a person. Exercise that. They're going to spend a lot of money on this appointment. They want to get it right as well. So you're not at the end of the firing squad. You're not subservient. Think like an equal going in there. So if I talk to HR and say, I'm going to ask you a few questions, the worst they can say is no. Okay? But your interest will be recorded. I note that a lot of people feel and I spoke to one about this a few months ago outside, that there are rules about this. There are rules for the HR company, for the HR department of the recruitment company. There aren't as many rules for you. You're not obliged to make any rules. You can ring up HR and ask them questions, be nice about it, don't tell you no problem. You can ring people who work there, ring the person who had the job already. You're not covered by any charter or rules or regulations. So, this is meeting of equals. They're looking for somebody, I might be that person. How can I best show them that I am? So that they might, why deprive them of your services? Why let them miss out? In fact, a wrong appointment has more consequences for the company than it has for you. Because wrong appointment generally takes money to get rid of, time to get rid of, causes a nuisance around the place, whereas the wrong appointment is frequently oblivious to the whole thing. For the company, they actually have more at stake than you have. So don't be afraid to help them make the right appointment if you are. Okay? Going in the door, I would argue you should know 6 points, give or take, what the successful candidate will be. what would that person have? And you need to look at that independent of yourself. You need to identify what are those 6 things. That's the spec, that's the manifesto that you try and meet, so to speak. So, if you don't know what they are, how are you going to meet what they're looking for? Okay? So, get out of ourselves. People tend to be very self-centered going to interview. To be, oh, what am I going to do? How am I going to wear? How am I going to look? How is it? What am I going to do with my hands? Blah, blah, blah. Think about what the buyer is trying to buy. Good salespeople listen to the buyer, figure out what the buyer is trying to do, and go in and try and sell to that buyer. Okay? So that's really important, I would say. What are the 6 things the winning candidate will have? And if you find you have none of those 6, you're going for the wrong job, and that's dispiriting. If you find you all 6 of those, or 5 of them, you go in there feeling strong. So working back from their needs. Again, back to the job spec, circling 6 things there are the 2 or 3 key points the person who spoke in the company told you. Because sometimes the job spec is constrained by rules and regulations. You need to get beyond that. And that 6-point list going in helps you to address it, but also crucially build your confidence. If you go in the door saying, you know what, I have this job figured, and I have 5 or 6 points they're looking for. You know, it's so much more, it's wonderful for you. It's a great place to be, because we all exhibit self-doubt and nervousness today at interviews, but to have that kind of, you know, backbone there that you do believe in your skills will go a long way for you. I would often liken it to sports. So Johnny Sexton will be nervous tomorrow. Of course he'll be nervous tomorrow. But he goes out into the arena doing what he knows he can do. He has a confidence of knowing what's required of my role, have I done it before, can I make it happen today? And an interview is a bit like that. If you can build that confidence, I'm not a fan of building confidence on abstract things. I think you should build confidence on real things. If you can build it through here, it's, you know, it's all the more powerful for you. And then what have you got, which is a continuation of the last point. What have you got to meet those things? Okay? You note that we're 6 points in, and it's only now we're really addressing what you bring to the party. Because you must first of all figure out what is the party looking for. Okay? So what do you bring to the party becomes more real. And now you're not shooting in the dark. Now you've identified and narrowed down what we're looking for. So the relevance of what you bring next should be very sharp. Okay? And the theory of competence is you tell one story to tell all the stories. So the story is indicative of your skills. Tell me about a time when you managed a team in a difficult situation. You tell one story about managing a team in a difficult situation, and you go in and teach it. Rather than saying, oh yeah, I'm going to do loads of teams, and this is what my theory is, you go into real detail. Okay? And, you know, I sort of take a slight segue here. You can use the STAR method for that, the competency-based situation, task, action, result. Situation was I was manager of an IT firm in Galway. My task was to lead the movement of the office to a new location, bigger location down the road. The action I did was I called together the management team. I then had a project plan. I appointed somebody head of IT, I appointed somebody else head of physical environment. And the result was we moved on time, on budget, not a problem in the world. With an interview, it's nothing ever a problem, which is about our own interviews. But you tell them, prepare your stories, and you get them down on paper in bullet point format. It's a very scary place to be in an interview, hoping that it comes to you, okay? Hoping that on the day it'll be all right. It's the best man with 2 grand you can get through. It tends not to. Preparation is key. Have your stories in order. So, and I'm not saying that we learn off or we learn not act. If I'm going to tell a story about managing people, I should look a few bullet points to remind you of that. So that not in my hand one day, but that I walk through these in my preparation. I know what managing people comes up, this is what I'm going to talk about. When something else comes up, this is what I'm going to talk about. Have your story with it. Okay? And when you look at the job spec and you talk to people who work in the company, etc., the range of stories we have to tell them now. We cannot anticipate the questions. We can anticipate what we're looking for. And by anticipating that, preparing for that, we should be able to bridge most gaps on the day. Okay? And shape the question, and direct the question to who we want to do. Okay? Any questions? Somebody ask a question. And by the magnitude of bring us to that root G of PS, we keep going. Okay? When you, if you email that address, you're going to work with the help of this by return. Come back to the point of trouble earlier on. One of those two equations, me and them are past and future. It's a very, I'm personally prefer past and future. What I'm doing in the past, what I do in the future. If every answer could have a bit of more close, it's a good answer. Because no matter what way they ask you that question, you get more close by being able to say, I've done something, here's how it's going to work for you. Or if they say to you, what do you feel is the most important aspect of the successful candidate here today? And you say it's communication skills, and you explain why, and then you say, and here's why I've done it in the past, or I've shown it in the past. Okay? So past and future, future and past, keep that in your head and it'll bring you a long way. And in training with people, I see that sort of penny dropping in your heads. It's a great moment when you get that and see people, right, now you're getting it. And, you know, there are various things like the start that I talked about a moment ago, but that simple thing alone will keep you present. It's relevant something, it's relevant past, relevant future. What I've done relevant in my own job, and how that will play out in this job where you're trying to do here. Okay? No one makes you special. What makes you the very best candidate as far as you can fit? You obviously don't have access to the list of candidates. So if you're really well prepared, you might. Don't rule that out. But you need to know, by and large, what have you really got? What's the one or two things you really have in this? Is there one particular skill you have at some point or other in your career that makes you special? Is there one particular evaluation skill that makes you special? Okay? You need to know it, you need to tell them, you need to build your confidence back in them. Okay? And I know that's not always obvious because, you know, try and do that as best you can. In some jobs, it stands out. So if you're going for the job of regional manager or development organization, you probably know who the likely candidates are against you. You know, it's a very public kind of job. That kind of a job. You know, it's a very specialist job in the team. You know that there are certain skills you have. You know that there are rare skills. You know what the number of LinkedIn approaches you get. But there aren't that many people around the place with that skill. So try and figure out what you have that makes you special. So don't turn off. I think it's a real pleasure to be in an interview trying to remember the tone you learn off. So trust your communication. Practice the way you get in front of the mirror. Go to a career coach. Get one of your friends put you through your paces. But don't try and create some kind of text that you want to try and repeat on the day. Allow for organic communication on the day, which will be your you land, you start, you stop, you lose your train of thought. Don't aim for perfection. Don't aim to go in there and be seamless. Listen to broadcasters. Listen to the script in front of them. They do all of those things. They open, they add, they start, they stop. They lose their train of thought. They do all sorts of things. One morning last year, I had my colleague on at the show. Good morning, it's Monday, July 9th. Sorry, it's Tuesday, July 9th. Complete loss. Moved on. No, so I can't believe it. You know what I mean? We don't expect perfection in our communication with people. Even with read scripts, they sometimes make mistakes. And it's great fun. I don't know who the clock at 6 get stuck with the script reading the news. Like, oh, that is going to get. Don't learn off. Just on the day, you start, you stop, you run your line, you forget something. This is what happens. Okay? Trust your actual communication style. Trust it. So, it's what you have. You're not going to learn a new one. If you didn't want to do it. Related to that, if you're recording yourself, listening back to yourself beforehand to see how you did, you will likely, like most people, sort of, I can't listen to myself, I hate the sound. Almost everybody hates the sound of their own voice. And actually, I'm no scientist, the reason why. But when I'm speaking right now, the sound is traveling up from my skull and getting distorted. And by the time it gets to my head, and what I'm hearing is different from what you're hearing. So when I listen back to the recording, the first time ever, it's traveling through the air and it's not going through my brain, my skull. I'm actually hearing a different sound. The voice you hear. Brand new is your voice, but it's not the voice that's touching that. Would you get over it? And one of the things that good podcasters do very well in their careers is they get used to their voice and they understand that their voice is a tool, modulate. Certain people use pauses, use silence. If you get confidence in your voice, you can use it very effectively. But trust your natural communication style. If the interview is tomorrow, don't record or listen to it. Give me something about a week. Maybe 2 days I'll do that, I can't do this, something like that. Aim for knowledgeable chat. We are equals. I'm an adult. You have a job. I have a skill. I have experience. Can we do business? Get them talking. This is not an overly formal or stilted conversation. It should actually be about real things. Get talking with the job. Ask them knowledgeable questions. Don't ask questions you should have answered to. Ask them questions that build on some research you did. So you say, I know the last 3 months you expanded into the German market. How's that going for you? It's a tricky market to conquer, isn't it? Now we can have a knowledgeable conversation. You know what I mean? So on their website, your press releases, talking to people you spoke with, you can develop knowledge and build questions on the back of that. And in my experience, because adults love to talk, in fact, I don't like this environment where I talk to people, nobody listens. Adults like to talk. Get them talking. Okay? Finally, otherwise known as the not home for a sheep of the land. You're there now, you're meeting people. Okay? When you're in the interview, when you're giving your answer, go for it. It's not the time to second guess yourself. It's not the time to say, oh, I wouldn't do this right. You're committed to it now at this stage of go for it. And if you want to give a bad answer, give it confidence. A combination of bad and poorly has very few human features. Okay? So go for it. And actually, that's born out of a long experience of working with people where you see them hesitate and hold it back. It might be a good answer, but the way you're delivering it certainly won't be a good answer. Okay? I'm not saying going in there, the arrogant or that stuff. In fact, people who are arrogant don't turn up here to talk like this in the first place. In fact, they stand up this end of the stage, probably. So, by the very fact of turn up, I'm learning who's not arrogant. In fact, from working with thousands of people in this area, I meet very few people who are arrogant. So, don't be afraid to go for it. Talk yourself into it. Know what you're good at, what you can bring to the party, knowledgeable conversation, and all of that. That's who we are. It's a little bit of colour. Anybody have any questions? And we're on for 3 minutes anyway. Let's chat. Yes.
How do you answer? I know this is always tricky politics too. How do you answer when they ask about your weaknesses?
It's such a cliche question, and nobody ever incriminated themselves with, on Tuesday I tend to commit work. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I actually was very extreme yesterday when I lost heart. It's still being asked. It's such a cliche question. People tend to talk about, sometimes I'm stressed about work, and I find it hard to be in the office at those things. So weaknesses like that, okay? So everybody almost dresses up for weakness. A good interview would say, look, it's a real weakness. I would say, give a real weakness. That is, in terms of this role, and give a real weakness, not with a fake capital chances. Okay? So I know that this role is a requirement for spreadsheet management. I'm not going to tell you a lot, it's not my greatest. I know my way around some formulas, but I'm not a genius at it. Okay? As long as you know that is not critical part of the job. Okay? If you want a weakness, critical part of the job, you probably shouldn't be there in the first place, and it's not the time to reveal it. You keep going. So, reveal something that's not facial at all, not from the information. But it's just such a terrible, limiting question. Everybody in this room has some sort of a response to it, and almost invariably it's over being. That's why it will be awesome wherever they come from the difference as me. Okay. Sorry, I'll do better get this question. What?
So, from their side, they have my CV because they don't know me and they find me. And am I allowed to read the job description? Because I have my don't know the job description by heart, and I allowed to read notes with myself, which is something like have a quick.
Yes, you're allowed to, but I wouldn't encourage it. Because you don't need to know the job description by heart, but you do need to have a very strong sense of it. Okay? And you know, it's like giving evidence in court. There are times you are allowed to read in court from certain records. Unless it's something very technical, I would be trusting that my preparation, my communication style, my knowledge of the job spec will get them through. I would personally feel that having something in front of you there is a crutch that you might start leaning on, and that way somebody's head down reading to us. Knowledgeable chat, conversation. You know, they're not going to test you to know you know the job spec A to Z. You don't need that level of recall. But I think, to me, the biggest thing is having a big knowledgeable conversation. Here I am, this is me, warts and all. I'll forget something, I will add, I'll say the wrong thing. I can't believe I just said that. I think that's what happens. So the standard they are setting for you is not as high as we frequently set for ourselves. And secondly, it's like for like. The next person in, you think you're the only person there in the day, you're one of 6 or 7 people. The next person in is one of the same wobbles. You know, people, I had a client last week who was interviewed, and she was very worried about, you know, she lost her training in Cork. I said, you're going to have a wobble. When it happens, yes, it's going to happen. And it actually did happen. She got the job, but she laughed. It happened, she didn't go through it. So the point being, not going to get tight open. You don't need to be worked. Trust your natural communication channel. Yes. 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 In fact, no harm. It's not a buzzword. No harm at all to think, you know, don't do executive meditation, but absolutely, everything is true. And don't be afraid to say, can you clarify that question again? You know, the more we can make this like a chat in a coffee shop. So, if your friend said you were in a coffee shop, something you didn't understand it, you wouldn't just keep answering the question. You'd say, how do you mean exactly? That's the same spirit here. So, a lot of what I think governs our thoughts about interviews goes back to, certainly my case, how we were told in school about sitting on our hands and formality and dehumanizing themselves. You know? Like, yeah. If you don't understand the question, you pause, take it, work with it. One thing on, it's not there, it's a good tool, a good tip hopefully, is hand movement. If you're naturally a hand mover, and almost everybody is, don't suppress that in the day. Energy moves through your hands, it's part of communication, and I know some people are communication. If you turn down the sound and just watch their hand movements, that's the channel they get really into when they open up. So I would say to people, when you interview, try and get your hands on the table. From there, they'll find their own way. If you put one on the table, then you do more of the job. If you sit in them, you're suppressing. Energy has to go somewhere. And, you know, about somewhere. In my case, if I'm nervous in front of someone, my neck is really good to touch back. So, yes?
I have a question related to the previous one. Is it okay to bring in the questions which you want to ask for interviewer on the written form? This is like the same like
Again, it's okay, but I wouldn't encourage it. But it's okay. But I think it's, you know, you've already done the written application for this job. This is to see you. So be there yourself, be in front of them. You only have 2 or 3 questions anyway. And maybe the questions you want to ask may evolve differently as the interview goes on. So you can, personally, I think it kills the flow of the achieve. And the point is, as an interviewer, you can do anything you want. As an interviewer, you can do anything you want. So the rules are there, within reason. Yes?
How do you negotiate salary? You have like a salary bracket between 28 to 35. How do you say, I want as much money as possible? How do you make your senses?
Sounds like you just said already. To me, you should try to avoid that okay? As much as you can. My purpose of the interview is get them to want you first of all. I have seen salary move after they've picked the candidate they want. So it was capped at 35 in the job spec, but they went to 40 for the right candidate. Okay? I know you're going to say sometimes it does come up and they do dig in, but first of all, I would reflect that. First of all, I would say, make them want you. The purpose of the interview is to make them want you. Okay? And I know you're interviewing them to a certain extent as well. Okay? You might decide not to take it, but you can't turn down a job you're not on. So make them want you. Okay? If they insist on it, you got to read it. I know one client who was this problem, let's get into this more seriously. And he said, well, you're offering me the job. We're in negotiation here. And they backed up. You know what I mean? And it's still like, can you jump mostly? Not in a confrontational way. I'm trying to avoid it at all costs. If they do insist and say, well, I think I'm worth 40,000, I hope I've shown you today that that's what I'm worth. But I suppose, that's a bit of the cost we get to offer stage. I've had very few cases where people get really put on the spot. Certainly not in the first interview, sometimes in the second interview. I have seen something that might be relevant to people getting called to second interview and becoming complacent, presuming that the second interview amounts to a job offer. But there's 2 or 3 more called and they're competing as well. I'm trying to avoid it. To me, it's not the arena for negotiation. So, they set out your stall. If they dig in and say, we can negotiate this again. I'm focusing today on showing you that hopefully the right calculation. And that's what my focus has been. Now we've got down to serious looking at punching the numbers to effectively. Did you find yourself in a position where you can in the middle of the moment, no? In the middle of the moment, no? All right. Best of luck. Anybody else? Yes, sorry.
Wondering what would you do if you had say setbacks interviews? I did some interviews recently and they went much worse than I expected. The feedback was kind of shock and so what do you feel that actually winning job interviews becomes a problem?
To me, there's a kind of a science to this. This is what you're going in to try and prove. You're doing your homework. This is what you're trying to prove. Did I prove it? Okay. If you did a really bad interview, you should nearly know it just like based on, I didn't prove that, I didn't prove that, I didn't prove that. Or maybe you didn't do the preparation in the first place. So you didn't, but you didn't do the clever preparation. Like, to me, going for a big job interview with a 2-day preparation, clear the decks from did they give you detailed feedback where they said you?
Yes, I got detailed feedback for cases. I had full a few people there in charge departments, and
yes.
I actually did a bit of investigation of workers or what products. I can understand better where.
Did you feel the feedback was valid, or was it?
Yeah, well valid. Yeah.
Okay, so you're back on the horse again, prepare for the next one. Doing interviews is the best preparation for interviews. Get preparing, just figure out what you didn't do well the last time. I would after all interviews, I would like to know how I did myself, independent of how I'm judged by the interview panel, whether I get the job or not. There have been cases where people have done bad interviews and got the job, in cases where people have done good interviews and not got the job. So afterwards, I like to sit down and say, here are the 6 or 7 things I was trying to do today. Did I achieve those? And that's ultimately, if I did that and my preparation was right, that's all I can do. But if you discover, people find themselves in interviews and a question comes up, they go, my God, I didn't prepare for that at all, I should have. So the whole day was in their preparation. Try and go back to the same process again. Anybody else? So if everyone wants to go now as well, I don't mind people leaving, if you want to wait the next 4 minutes. What yourself?
I'm just wondering, for the interview of your CD preparation and integrating top interviews, where and when can you?
So we're based in, thanks for asking that question. We're based in Ballarroad, tomorrow's called the Year Series, and Limerick as well. So I give you a flyer afterwards. In fact, will you just give flyers out every week? Ballarroad Road, across from the CF Arena. Alright.
If a person has been in, say, a high position and been made redundant, and then goes for a lower type position to suit maybe their
it's a very frustrating thing to be deemed overqualified. You want to do the job. Just because you can do that doesn't mean you can't do that. Okay? I think it's something that you very overtly address in the interview yourself.